Chapter 2 of John opens on the third day, likely counting from the events of chapter 1. Jesus, his mother, and his new disciples are invited to a wedding in Cana of Galilee. During the celebration, the wine runs out, a significant social embarrassment. Mary, showing her awareness of Jesus' power, tells him, "They have no more wine." Jesus responds somewhat cryptically, "Woman, why do you involve me? My hour has not yet come." Despite this, Mary instructs the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Her faith and understanding are evident. Nearby are 6 stone water jars, used for Jewish ceremonial washing, each holding 20 to 30 gallons. Jesus tells the servants to fill the jars with water. Once filled, he then instructs them to draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet. Unbeknownst to the master of the banquet, Jesus has miraculously transformed the water into the finest wine. The master of the banquet is impressed by the quality of the late wine. John emphasizes that this was the first of the signs Jesus performed, revealing his glory, and his disciples believed in him. After the wedding in Cana, Jesus goes down to Capernaum with his mother, his brothers, and his disciples. They stayed there for a few days. This verse marks a brief transition before the focus shifts to Jesus' actions in Jerusalem. As the Jewish Passover was near, Jesus went up to Jerusalem. He entered the temple courts and found people selling cattle, sheep, and doves, and others sitting at tables exchanging money. Overcome with righteous anger, Jesus made a whip out of cords and drove all from the temple courts, both sheep and cattle. He scattered the coins of the money changers and overturned their tables. He told those who sold doves, "Get these out of here. Stop turning my Father's house into a market." His disciples remembered the scripture, "Zeal for your house will consume me." The Jewish leaders challenged Jesus, asking him, "What sign can you show us to prove your authority to do all this?" Jesus responded cryptically, "Destroy this temple, and I will raise it again in 3 days." The Jewish leaders, misunderstanding his meaning, scoffed, pointing out that the temple had been under construction for 46 years. John clarifies that Jesus was speaking about the temple of his body. It was after his resurrection from the dead that his disciples recalled what he had said, and they believed the scripture and the words that Jesus had spoken. While Jesus was in Jerusalem at the Passover festival, many people saw the signs he was performing and believed in his name. However, John notes an important distinction. But Jesus would not entrust himself to them, for he knew all people. He did not need any testimony about mankind, for he knew what was in each person. This closing section of chapter 2 highlights Jesus' divine omniscience and hints at a deeper level of understanding and commitment that goes beyond simply witnessing miracles. He understands the human heart, and his trust is reserved for those with genuine faith.